Greetings, I'm Demonac, and this appears to be a vlog. Yeah, so I lucked out and got into the Hearthstone beta recently, which was awesome. It was kind of ironic that it happened the exact same day that Scrolls came out with their Judgement limited format, which I was also excited about. And I was excited about Hearthstone because of the Arena limited format. I really like collectible card games, and I love the limited format where every time you sit down and start a new arena or start a new Judgement, or back in the old days, start a new, limited Magic the Gathering tournament, you get a limited pool of cards, and you have to choose the ones you're going to use, make the best deck you can, and then see how far you can get playing that against other people. That's pretty exciting to me, and partially because it's exciting to me, I'm starting a new YouTube channel called DemonacGames. By the time this video is up, hopefully there will be a couple videos on there for you to check out. There are a number of structural reasons behind making it a separate YouTube channel. A lot of it has to do with how copyright works for Let's Play videos and that. If that channel gets popular, I'll eventually have to join a network with it, whereas I don't want a network taking a cut of my tales from my D&D campaign, which is totally my own work, and the network wouldn't be doing anything for me. They mostly just help with legal stuff. But yeah, the other advantage is from one little minor, not necessarily representative test, where I tried to do a video game sort of Let's Play type video on my existing channel. It didn't go over very well. I like the idea that by having a separate channel, DemonacGames, you can choose to subscribe to it if you want to see me play Arena and Judgement, so, play limited format CCGs, see how I draft and what I get and how well I do with it. And if you don't want to see that stuff, you don't have to, and you can keep your subscription to Tales from my D&D campaign, where I'm still going to have all that stuff related to that, and also my vlog, because that's where my vlog started. So yeah, it's not exactly timely or relevant, but I really like the Matrix movies, and I thought I should just take a run at explaining my opinions on them. See, I'm in this weird place. Most people either like the first movie and hate the others, or like all three of them to different degrees. I'm in this weird camp where I like the first one, and I like the second one a lot. It's only the third one that mostly sucked. See, most people will agree that The Matrix was an awesome movie, or at least a good one. Now, some people think it's high-concept sci-fi, and other people think it's lowbrow action fare, but very well executed. The problem came when Matrix Reloaded came out, the second of a guaranteed 3 movies, because they filmed the second and third at the same time. And a lot of people did not think Reloaded was awesome for a variety of reasons. Some people had, in my opinion, exceedingly high expectations, because at the end of the first movie, they would say, Neo just gained the ability to reshape the Matrix, bend it to his will, so why is he now just a slightly better fighter than everyone else, and he can fly? Yay! But a lot of these people thought that it was totally crushing and destroying the great legacy of high-minded, highbrow sci-fi that had been presented. Now it was just like some junk. There are a lot of people that had complaints about the quality of the CGI and some of the fight scenes. Like when Neo was fighting like 50 Agent Smiths or however many there were, that was an utterly groundbreaking thing. No one had seen stuff like that in a movie before, and since then everyone's been trying to do it. But being groundbreaking means their technology wasn't like perfect, and there was some not top quality CG Neo and stuff in that scene. I don't know. I thought it was cool. There was the rave. Nobody liked the rave. It didn't belong, didn't fit the tone, and it was a waste of time, but whatever. We didn't want to see Neo have sex either, but fortunately on DVD, you can just fast forward to where the movie starts again. The problem that a lot of people had with it, though, was sort of the ending, and especially the architect scene. Here you have Colonel Saunders expositing extremely dense language, a preponderance of verbiage, you may say. I'm going to get back to him later, though. See, when I went to see Matrix Reloaded, I went there with a friend, and we walked in with high expectations, and my friend and I walked out with extremely high expectations for the next one, because we loved the action. We could see some of the twists that they were clearly setting up for Revolutions. We wanted to see where those twists would lead, and what they did with it, and how they executed it. And they kind of executed it in a different sense, because even though the movies were made at the same time, I could swear that the writing of Revolutions totally ignored the main important element of the conversation with the architect. Here's how it went, the way I saw it. And you can watch it again, and once I explain it, I think you're going to see it. The architect was having two conversations at once with Neo. One of them was there for Neo to perceive and understand in his own context. Neo heard things that made sense to him, that explained what had to happen in a way that his puny mind could grasp. But the architect was so smart, so brilliant in his own opinion, that he was doing this, and at the same time he was giving away the whole ship. He was explaining what was actually going on in pretty clear terms, because he knew that Neo wasn't ready for that truth, and that Neo's context and his experiences would prevent him from understanding what was really being said. But my interpretation of what the architect was really saying was, the real world is not the real world. The quote-unquote real world that Morpheus showed Neo is really just another level of the Matrix. You have no idea how many problems this solves. But the architect was saying how, 99.9% of the population accepts the Matrix they've set out, their 80s city world, without question. There's still that fraction of a percent who need to be given a choice, even if they don't understand that they are being given that choice. Mentally, they have to either feel like they've made the choice where, okay, I'm going to accept this reality because the alternative is too scary, or, no, this is not the truth, I'm going to go this other way. And those people can get rescued out of the Matrix and into the real world, where they experience all kinds of hardships and it's way different, and they feel like they found truth. They found a cause, they found purpose, and guess what? They almost all accept the simulation then. So you have the majority of humanity who are in the city, and these other people who are still plugged in the same place. Wherever they are, they're plugged in to the Matrix, same way as the ones in the city, but they don't believe they are. They think they found the truth, and that's enough for them. The problem they run into is that, as he said, there's still a remainder left over that is not balanced by this equation. And that is where the one comes in some kind of metaphysical way that's not easily explained and doesn't really have to be in order for everything to work from a story perspective. The one's job is to pick the people who they're going to install in Zion when they reset Zion. This is not the first version of the Matrix. He said that flat out. And he even said, we've gotten very good at destroying Zion. We've done it plenty of times before. Neo, in his context, thinks that means that they've, blown up cities at the core of the planet multiple times. No. What he's saying is, every time they reset the Matrix, from about the third or fourth version on, they've had this Zion solution. And then it gets time, they need to defragment humanity's hard drive. The one comes along, they hit the reset button, and, they go in and destroy Zion, this virtual city Zion. Then next time they just start it up again. And there are all kinds of implications of this that I could go into, but I won't, because I'd take forever. But basically, this would solve so many of the problems. It would seem like a great twist. That's what we were expecting to see when we went into the third movie, is that, no, Zion isn't real. They have to find this out and deal with that. And then it's up to the filmmakers whether they would expose what really is outside of the Matrix, or whether they would leave that open to interpretation. A great way to end the movie would just be with Neo waking up. Neo wakes up in something that looks like a cryo-freeze tube, or maybe it's zoomed so close in on his face that you can't even tell where he is. But after he defeats Smith and we think he's dead, the end of the movie is just Neo's face on Keanu Reeves, and he wakes up, and I guess because he's Keanu Reeves, he's like, what? But this would answer all sorts of problems. That stupid human battery physics doesn't work problem? That's all gone. Even people who are not especially grounded in physics, I think they get this gut feeling when they watch The Matrix. They're like, yeah, I'm going to go along with this for story purposes, but humans don't generate power. Do you have any idea how much energy is consumed just getting a cow ready to turn into hamburgers? It's a lot more than the equivalent nutrition worth of plants. Mammals are not a good power source. Mammals require a lot of resources to sustain. But they're like, no, we have humans plus a form of fusion, and we get power. No. Your mathematical equation is very bad. Here's the mathematical equation for power. Form of fusion plus humans equals humans plus power. You can just subtract the humans from both sides of that equation. Fusion equals power. What are the humans even for? That wouldn't matter, because the real world isn't the real world. It's just what the machines created as an alternative to their 80s Matrix city. All that matters is that the humans who end up out there accept that that's the reality. And it's hard for them not to accept, because they can see it, feel it, hear it, and they have flying hovercrafts, which also don't make sense, so just go with the flow. I'm pretty sure the machines would be up there just laughing at it, like, the humans think we're using them to generate power. It's hilarious. Anyway, I actually at one point downloaded a shooting script of Matrix Revolutions and went through and rewrote almost the entire thing to make a version that I would like that would be way, way better, answer more questions, and just generally be much improved. Maybe at some point I'll find a way to just boil that down into a short story that I could tell in a YouTube video. But anyway, I need to get back to work if my videos would finish compiling.